very smart, and you know what I mean. And I mean, Fatma, that was. I'm surprised you. That word was too big for you. Infantilization. It was a big word. I'm surprised.
No, but
That
this is true because they love to say, "Oh, she's a victim." I mean, she knew all that shit. And guess what? You know, there's a in France. There's a woman. She's put in protection because a terrorist guy hid in her house. She was taking care of a girl,
All right,
and
I got
that
it.
girl was a boyfriend and girlfriend with this terrorist. And she asked that woman, "Can I please hide my boyfriend? Can I please have my boyfriend here?" And she said yes. And then she figured it was a terrorist. Anyways, you need to get this information from French news, right? And she went to the police. She didn't care. She risked her life to save people. You understand? And this is why I don't fuck with these people that were like, "Oh, we were scared." We're talking about humans, being trafficked. I would risk my life. I can't sleep at night if I know that someone is being raped, someone is being used this way, and I just shut my mouth. I don't know.
All
This
right,
yeah.
is
I got
I absolutely agree with you. Go ahead, Yoshi.
Clayton Howard, the man suing Cassie for sex trafficking, has now filed a motion in Diddy's federal criminal case asking the judge to recognize him formally as a victim entitled to the rights and restitution available to all other victims. When you hear the details of the motion, it's going to blow your mind. Let me tell you, catch you up on the part that we already know. Clayton claimed you found him on Backpage. She convinced him to go to these hotels, these freak offs. Diddy was in the room. They had sex. Clayton says he got an STD. Cassie was helping recruit him and the other male escorts, that she enjoyed the encounters. Here's the twist. He claims that when he told the prosecutors all of that, they were not trying to hear it. And he was pressured by his lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn. Tyrone Blackburn is making an appearance in this motion. He's saying in his motion, I met with the federal prosecutors with my lawyer, Tyrone Blackburn. I gave them all the evidence that I possibly could find and have. Clayton says the government, in their sentencing memorandum to the judge, told the judge that Clayton was one of Diddy's victims transported for sex, and that they used Clayton as part of the math to push Diddy's guidelines range up for sentencing. But when it was time for victim rights, notice of sentencing, a chance to speak at the sentencing, information about restitution, Clayton says he got nothing. No call, no email, no victim impact statement. Clayton's account begs the question, had he testified at sentencing, what would he have said? Likely he would have said, I was a victim of both Ventura and Combs. Ventura enjoyed it. Ventura lured me. That would have really changed sentencing, in my opinion. Also, a witness at the trial. According to Clayton, way before this trial ever started, he asked his lawyer Tyrone Blackburn to file a lawsuit against Combs and Ventura. But Blackburn, pressured by prosecutors, then pressured him to not file. According to Clayton, Blackburn sat on it after being told that suing might confuse things and hurt Cassie's credibility in front of the jury's eyes. After the criminal case, Clayton has been emailing and calling the U.S. Attorney's Office saying, hey, you called me a victim when it helped you at sentencing. Where are my victim rights now? He's asking for three big things from the judge. One, he wants official recognition that he's a crime victim in this case. Two, he wants help and documentation so he can apply to the DOJ's Backpage remission program, money set aside for people trafficked through sites like Backpage. If you call me a victim to put this man away, you don't get to pretend I don't exist when it's my turn to be heard. Some of the emails from the prosecutors show that they are telling him, hey, look, you want Backpage restitution? Here it is. But that being said, whatever you think about Diddy, Cassie, sex work, Clayton's filings raise one big question, which is, was he fairly treated for his claims, both to Blackburn and to the government, that I was a victim? Was it fair to not call him to the stand as a witness? Was it fair to not call him to the stand at sentencing to give a victim impact statement? And what would have happened if that man took the stand, either at sentencing or during the trial, and said, she enjoyed it? I'm suing.
Yeah.
So all the other females though, and this is what I found out, all the other females who were victims of prostitution, they got restitution for that. Through the government filings and all that stuff, money set aside for victims and stuff like that. They were able to talk at the sentencing for Diddy and during the trial. The men, on the other hand, were not recognized as victims. Now, my question to you guys to the women first. Why are there not feminists pushing?
That is
Why
so
are there
fucked
not
up, though.
feminists pushing to say, well, wait a minute. If these women are recognized as victims and they got, they got their, government subsidizing for being victims in this high profile case, how come the men haven't? How come the
Feminism, do you
not
see the word
to say,
femme,
go ahead,
feminine,
go ahead.
female? What would we fight for men?
That was crazy.
Wasn't hold on. I
I
thought
don't care if
feminists.
he's a buff dude that knows how to fight or whatever. Like, I don't care if he can hold his own. Like, you still should fight for that man.
I thought feminism
If
was
you
about
want
the
to
It's not
fight
equality
just
of
for
men
like,
and
you
women.
men,
know,
listen, can I say something? If you want to fight for men, fight for men and stop talking about us like that. Stop talking about the feminists.
Hey, Fatima,
Okay.
what about your unborn son, or what about your brother, your father, your uncle, grandpa?
They're
You don't care
trash.
about them?
They're trash. So
Okay,
Oh
so hold on,
wow.
wait a minute. In that
Okay.
case,
I
Well,
love
Their
them,
trash is
but they're
crazy.
trash.
you hear that, Kay? No, but Kay, this is no. Hold on. Let me say this, Kay, and I say this all the time. This is how I think, in my opinion, 80 to 90% of the women in the world think. They just don't verbalize their thoughts like Fatma, right? And so I do think that, yeah, I do think a lot of chicks hate men, specifically, specifically heterosexual men, is because they assume that we have all this power and this perceived power, right? They assume like, hey, men have all this power, and this is a patriarchal society, and men are oppressing us, and the wage gap and things of that nature. And, Fatma is just being honest about how I think a lot of chicks feel. You know what I'm saying?
But
So,
they're
Do you want me to
trash.
be
Like,
honest? Wallahi, I
it's
swear
the
to God
same
today.
reason why
Wait, let me
when
finish.
there's
Wallahi, today I
she
went
can't consent
I saw
all of a sudden, but he still
a
can. It's ridiculous.
a little boy misbehaving, and I was praying God, if I ever have a kid, I wanted to be a girl. I never wanted to be this little stupid boy.
this is
Seriously.
disappointing.
well, wait
yeah,
a minute, wait a minute.
I
I'm
yeah,
want only
disappointed.
girls.
Wait a minute,
honesty,
guys. Hold on, wait a minute. Fatma gave.
transparency.
But that's me. Don't say it's
Wait,
all
wait, wait.
women.
Fatma gave her answer. So, what would be your answer to my question? Why are feminists not fighting for male victims?
So you have your old head feminist, which is the same as like the shift happened at the same time between old head LGBT and new age. Like the new age feminism movement and the new age LGBT stuff fucking shifted at the same time. That's weird. But if you ask like old head feminists, they would. I think it's just the newer shit that's fucking different.
Okay, and Meg, same question. Why are feminists not fighting for these men to also be victims and get paid? Oh, Megs must be asleep. You know what's funny though? I noticed when I played that Imani left immediately.
I
Crazy.
already told you already, man. Like,
So
I already told you already, bro. Like, she's heterophobia. She's heterophobic, right? She doesn't like heterosexual men. But look, listen. I mean, you'll see a lot of that stuff on X, right? And so, honestly, I do think that feminism, if you read the definition,
But
it's
I
always
applaud people
has
for
been.
that. If
For
I
what?
applaud people who have so like protecting their peace however they feel like it, if they feel like they need to bounce out or whatever, because I didn't used to do that
That
when I was younger, like I would sit somewhere
yeah,
uncomfortable and just
but it's not.
endure the
But
uncomfortable
it
shit.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah, but it's not about protecting your peace, right? It's deeper than that. Give me a second. So, and so heterophobia is something that we don't talk about a lot. And the sad part about it is that feminism has always been, right? I mean, in essence, equality for both sexes, right? Now, I don't know what type of feminist Fatma thinks she is, but by definition, you've missed the mark, right? Right. And so
Can you
you're
read that
I
missing.
don't
definition,
really
Power?
care that people
No, no, give me
don't
a second. Hold
consider
on,
me
hold
as
on, hold on,
woman.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So your misandry, right, is interesting because you claim to be a feminist and you claim that your mom was a feminist, but
My
it's
mom
a
is a
hold
feminist.
on, hold on. It's apparent that you hate you hate men, right? And so and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that because you're entitled to feel how you feel. I'm just simply saying that by definition, if you think you're a feminist, right, you missed the mark, right? Because feminism
I said
um,
this.
has always been about equality for both sexes. Right?
Maybe.
No, and I'm literally reading the definition now.
To me,
Okay,
I
cool.
believe men and women are not the same. I just want women to stop being victims.
Big.
I want men to be punished for hurting women. That's it.
How do you
That's all I'm
reconcile that
asking.
with Muslim religion, with the religion you
I know that's the craziest part about it.
What did you say?
How do you reconcile feminism as a Muslim?
Maybe because my prophet, when he came, he considered us as humans, which was a shock. And he said, respect your wives. And he said that the woman, she can inherit with money.
But he
Okay.
also says respect your husband as well and love your husband.
Yeah, of course.
So that means
But when
that's
it
the
before he
definition of
died,
feminism.
before he died, let me finish. Before he died, he didn't say women respect men. He said to men respect women.
Well, that obviously didn't work.
Uh,
That
okay,
didn't. That doesn't work. That's
okay,
I
why
hold
mean,
I
on.
there
said.
are
Let me say
feminist
this
Definitely,
quickly.
this is
Christians
my
too,
Hold
point.
so
on.
it's the same
That's why
idea.
I'm a
It seems
feminist.
contradictory, but
Yeah.
it
Let me say this
matches
quickly.
for
I think.
some
Yeah,
people.
Max, you came off your mic. You want to say something real quick?
Oh yeah, Megs, I asked you a question.
No, I think. Damn, I think her phone's acting. I think she had a phone call.
Uh,
Um. It's so interesting because the same men that you claim are punishing women, these men have created laws to protect women. That's the funniest thing about it. Now, let me say this though. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say something very controversial.
They're the only one
No,
that
no,
can
no.
do it.
I'm gonna say this. I've noticed a pattern though, right? The women who have these misandrous sentiments are usually the ones who are undesirable, right? Because women who are very desirable, they don't have these
You
misandrous.
lied.
Hold on. It's the truth, right?
No, it's
Because
not.
like women who are aesthetically pleasing and very attractive and they can attract a lot of men, they don't have these misandrous sentiments, right? Like literally, I
This
mean
is
that's
not
a
true.
no, it's a pattern I've noticed, right? A lot of
No, because
feminine.
I can tell you for a fact, my friends. My friends,
Uh,
they hate men
no,
just
no,
as much as I hate them,
that's what I'm saying. But they don't attract
and they're
men.
attractive as fuck.
No, I highly doubt that. Right? Give me a second. Now,
Wallahi.
yeah, well, Ali, whatever. Right? Give me a second. Right? And so I do think, right, and this is just a pattern I've noticed, right, that chicks who are very attractive, right, they're least likely to have, hold those opinions, right? And so,
Okay.
I really think even if you look at a lot of feminists, right, look at how they look. Let's be honest, right? If you type in feminists on
No,
Google,
they're not pretty, but
and they're not pretty. That's what I'm saying. And I'm no like there's a correlation there, right? Like they're not pretty, and that's why they hate men because men don't want them, right? Men don't find them attractive. They've probably been, hurt
can I
by
tell you
men,
something?
and it's
I
true.
started to hate men because my dad was beating my mom. Okay, it was beating her, Lord, and I was 9. I was 9 freaking years old. You're talking about attraction? Fine. I started to hate men, and I saw my brother being useless, and they're still useless as fuck.
Useless. Okay, cool. Let Kay get in there real quick, and then Mo had his hand up. Oh, what's
Yeah,
good?
but
What's
sorry.
good? What's good? Tantric. What's going on? Shout out to everybody in the space, man. Make sure you. I mean, never mind. You guys do. You guys already joined the community. Okay, go ahead. Okay, you there?
Yeah, give me like 2
Calculated
minutes. Give me
piece
like
of
two
shit.
minutes.
Oh, my bad. Also, okay. My fault. I was about to just go in. Um, Mo, you there?
Yeah, I was curious to know a little bit more about Fatima's position. Let me just ask: is your dislike with men overall, is that more so just like a universal worldly thing, or is that a European type of thing that you don't like? Let me see.
Wordly.
Say what?
The whole man in this world,
Oh yeah,
except
you're okay.
listen up, except who? The men that are pious, like the we call them shuyukh, the knowledge men and my prophets and all. This is the man I like.
All right. Well, yeah, that answers my question.
Yeah, Doctor Vice,
And
you
then
want to get
my
in there?
male friends, I like them as well, but they don't
Doctor
like my
Vice, you want to say?
dick
You want to
anyway.
say something?
No, I'm good.
Okay, yeah. Absolutely, absolutely. And yeah, I think that's really what it comes down to, man. Because I honestly, when I'm on Instagram, right? When I'm on Instagram or TikTok or even like in my real life, I look once again, right? I'm not saying, I mean, this is my opinion and my anecdotal experiences or whatever, but like a lot of the chicks that are like really fucking pretty, they don't have this, like they don't have they don't hold these opinions, man. Like they don't.
You're
It's
lying.
like they don't hold these opinions, bro. Like it's like, cause be honest, it's like these women who are just cosmetically not attractive. They hate men, bro. Like that's what it comes down to, man.
You
Like,
must
so I mean,
trust men.
hold on, and vice versa too. Vice versa. It's not only women, right? A lot of dudes who hate women are dudes who have
That's
no,
ugly. They're ugly.
yeah, are dudes who can't get women
Not
who.
true.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely
Absolutely.
not.
A lot of dudes who are incels who, who are misogynist, who have misogynistic tendencies and things of that nature. Yeah,
No.
they can't get women, right? They don't know how to. So, I
Some
mean,
ugly people they have the opposite sex.
no, and I agree with that. I'm just saying that if you just I'm just saying that listen, this is just my theory, but if you just go on Google and type in feminist on Google, right? They all look cosmetically challenged, right? And so I think that might have to do with them hating men, but I don't know. I'm not saying it's a fact. I'm just
Cosmetically
saying.
challenged is so fucking polite.
This is
You're like,
Yo, yo, Owl, I'm just being
that's,
honest,
you're
yo.
so mean. Oh man.
Yo, no, Owl,
There's some
no,
really
Owl. I'm
beautiful
not even.
feminists though too. Like my mom's a
No,
feminist,
Owl,
but
hear
she's
me
old
out.
head
No,
feminism.
no, Owl, hear me out. Owl, hear me out. Right? I'm not being mean. All right. I'm just giving you my opinion. And to be fair, to balance the conversation out, I also mentioned a lot of dudes who
not true.
feel hold on, a lot of dudes who are inadequate, right? Who are financially ill equipped. They also hate women too, right? And so what it really comes down to is desirability. And a lot of these feminists, right? A lot of these women, I got you. I know the hands. A lot of these women who are
When
feminists,
I was
bro.
younger, I didn't like men because I was ugly.
No, what I'm saying. No, in your case, it could be a myriad of different things, right? It could be what
My
you just
case,
mentioned.
I
my
think
case is
her
very
in her
common.
case it stems
The
from
number of
trauma.
women that have been raped, sexually assaulted,
I know, and
they
that's
got the
true.
beating up
That's a
the
small
most.
number.
No, give me a second. No,
A
no, no, no.
small.
It's a
Hold on.
small
I know.
number.
Hold on. Give me a
Okay,
second.
you lost
Hold
me.
on. Give me a second, Yoshi. Like, once again, I don't know if it's a small number, and if you're gonna say it's a small number, you have to substantiate that,
Yep,
right?
I can.
Yeah. So just do that, right? I'm not gonna
Not
say it's
a
a small.
small number.
I don't think it's a small number, right? And I think those things are horrible. What I'm simply saying is that I don't know. Maybe B, you would agree with me. I'm gonna let you go next. But a lot of these feminists, right, who hate men, well, I go on Google. Like most of them are cosmetically challenged. Like let me hold on. Give me a second. Go ahead, B. I'm gonna let you get in there. Go ahead.
It's kind of off topic.
It's kind of off topic. And why would you want to do that? This conversation is spicy.
That's why I have my hand up because I
It's spicy. right? Well, with not now, you can say what you got to say. You can say what you got to say. Maybe I can tie it in. Maybe I can tie it with what you about to say with it. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Why the other day, right? Someone was like in your space. Someone was saying spokesperson. They
Huh?
was saying how you're a spokesperson for widow. It's like why did they say that?
Yeah, no, honestly, yeah, they did say that in my space. We had like a 40-minute conversation in my space that, oh, yeah, it was Tantric that said that. And he's in here now, by the way. But he said that somehow I'm the spokesperson for weirdos. And it's funny because Kay, demolished him, right? And said, what you're saying don't make any sense, right? And so the problem with people on X is that they have a limited vocabulary. And so, they just say things because they don't know what other words they can use to make their point. And so if you read the definition of a spokesperson, that is not what I am, right? I give people, everyone, including Fatma, right? The man hater, I give everyone, I give everyone a space, a platform to express themselves. And I don't care. Like I still love Fatma. I think she's great. I don't give a fuck about how she feel about men, right? But what I'm simply saying is that I'm not a spokesperson for weirdos. I give everyone the space and the freedom to express themselves, right? And so you would have to ask Tantric that question, and he's on stage. He's on the stage now. So go ahead, Tantric, and then we'll have Doctor Advice get in there. We'll have Mo Wisdom get in there. But Owl, you like that one, right? Cosmetically challenged. You like that one? Write that one down. Go ahead, Go ahead. I'm Tantric. Go ahead.
My bad, I'm driving right now. But just so to answer, I
Okay.
don't think there was a real question actually. As far as you being spokesperson for weirdos, you actually acted as a spokesperson in the space that we had a discussion about it. Right there and then, when we were discussing what Yoshi said about filming women during sexual acts without their consent. And you decided to try to clean it up again, and then again, and then when people actually had to clear that up, is by saying that wasn't somebody misspeaking, and we had to talk about the definition of actually misspeaking. It just became obvious that you really couldn't help yourself. So, I mean, you could say that Kay somehow proved me wrong or whatever, but the only thing Kay showed is that you're just not a smart spokesperson. You
Okay.
just, you know what I'm saying? And that's all there is to it. I don't think we have to actually expound on
Yeah, yeah.
anything
No, no,
more.
no. Yeah,
I
you're
think it's
right. You're
done.
right. You're
Yeah,
right. I
thank
know
you.
it's done.
Okay.
Let me give this example, right? So this individual thinks that I'm a spokesperson for weirdos because sometimes I come off my mic and I'll come off my mic specifically for Yoshi and I'll be like, okay, well, I think this is what Yoshi means, right? But mind you, I always preface what I say with, yo, I don't agree with him, right? But this is what I think he's trying to say. Now, a spokesperson for weirdos would never even say that. Like they wouldn't even say, "Oh, yeah, I don't agree with this individual." Like we're not a monolith, right? But I do step in sometimes and say, "Okay, I think this is what Yoshi's trying to say because we're a team, right? We all help each other. Even Kay, he helps me out, right? If I'm making a point that isn't penetrating, Kay will come in and say, I think this is what power means. I mean, I think this is what power is trying to say. Right? That doesn't mean he
Yeah,
agrees with me. That doesn't mean Kay agrees with me though, right? He's just like, trying to, clear up some stuff that I'm actually
that
trying to
that
say.
shows proves comprehension skills. That's it.
Correct. It's not like that's what I'm saying. So if Fatma is okay, so if Fatma is making a point, and I feel as if people in the space they're not getting what she's saying, right? And I jump in and I try to help her out. That does not make me a spokesperson for her, right? I'm just trying to help out. That's all I'm trying to do, right? And so I don't think you know what a spokesperson actually is, right? And I get it, right? I get it, right? Amazon warehouse, right? That's probably what you do, right? Um, no degree, right? And so I get that, but like you have to actually know what you're talking about when you're saying what you're saying. Now, let me let Dr. Vice get in there, then Mo, and then I'm going to spin back around to Tantric. And once again, I don't have an issue with Tantric. I'm just simply saying that I don't think what you're saying is accurate, right? But go ahead, Dr. Advice.
I was going to bring it back to feminism. I actually think we're at a point now where feminism has gone a little far, and it's actually created a younger group of men who are more like women. I actually go so far as to blame feminism for the trans movement. Like the line between genders is blurred so much, thanks in part to feminism, to where now like it's boy girl. It's difficult. Gender is difficult, and that wasn't the motive of feminism, the empowerment of women. But I think it's the result.
That's an interesting point. I want to build on that. Before I do that, Mo, who was next? It was Mo, right?
Yeah, it was me. I'll be quick. So, yeah, I heard that conversation the other day as well. And overall, I just feel, if you like tennis, then hang out with the tennis players. If you like video games, hang out with the video gamers. If you like basketball, hang out with the basketball players. We're intellectuals. We like to have conversations that take a little bit of a turn at times. I don't think it's objectively weird. Yeah, sometimes it does get weird, but overall, you got to keep in mind, life does get weird at times. And if it's not for you, Tantra, overall, then that shows a lot. That's revealing a lot to you. Like, why wouldn't you just do something else with your time? I yield the floor.
All right. So to address what Power said earlier, as far as being a spokesperson, all you really have to do is speak on behalf of someone, especially if you have a history of doing it for some people that, let's see, you have Amari, you have Mastermind,
Are they
you
misfits and
have,
nomads?
Yeah,
are they Misfits and Nomads?
you,
Not these people in particular,
you're
no.
kind of lowering the
This was
vibration,
actually
brother.
before that. So I'm not really sitting here trying to talk about vibrations with you, bro.
Yeah,
It was a topic that
let's build it
I
up.
didn't bring up the topic originally, right? And it's not 4 o'clock in the morning, so it's not like I'm bringing up some random nigga or some
Hey,
shit. It was something
let's
that
put some
was
positivity out
right.
there,
That
bro.
was something
Let's
that
put some
no, I'm
positivity.
just having a discussion. Notice how I didn't have to interrupt you, right? But yet
I ain't trying to. I ain't trying to go back and forth.
you feel the need to do so. I didn't even address you, but yet you still feel like you need to interject while I'm speaking. So again, Power, like I said, um, being the spokesman, a spokesperson for somebody really just says that you have to speak on their behalf, which you've had a history of doing for some of the weirdest folks on this app, that at least that we've seen on this side. I'm sure there's probably way weirder, way more abrasive people out there. But at the same time, saying something that does hold true and saying that it is not as accurate as it could be, one could debate that all they want, right? But you can't really say that you weren't the spokesman for those people, and you haven't been the spokesman for those people multiple times until you felt like it was beyond your reach or beyond your tolerance level. And that's all I wanted to say about it.
Well, I mean, since you're talking about people being spokespersons for weird people, I noticed you went way back to what I said about recording someone sexually without their permission, which by law you can do. Now, under that law, it tells you specifically where you cannot record them, even in your own house, which would be bedrooms and bathrooms. But every other common area of your house, if you just happens to have sex in the kitchen, the living room, the dining room, the basement, because those are common areas, it is perfectly legal. And I actually posted that law. I don't know if you were here for that, but you did hear me say those things, and you had
So
something to say about it. Like, no, that's still illegal when the law specifically says in common areas to record is perfectly fine and legal to do so, with the
yeah,
exception of private areas, meaning places where you would have logical privacy.
you know what's interesting, Yoshi? Yeah, you might want to put that up because I don't think they know about that. And
Yeah,
also, let me ask some of the women in the space this question. 'Cause I think the women in here are very smart, and I want to get their perspective. like, so if you were talking to a man online, right? And online it can get a little creepy, right? When you link up with that man online, right? Right, just for your safety, right? Would you record your interactions with that man? Would you do that, Fatma? Would anyone of the women do that
The
in here?
interaction?
Yeah, like
No, I
exactly. So
never
it's like,
did that.
okay, so let's say like let's say you're meeting with a dude on X and you're not too
In
sure,
real
right?
life?
Yeah, in real life, yeah, you're not too sure about him, right? Because Twitter is Twitter.
No, I'm okay. I'm
Oh,
not
no, no,
sharing
no. I mean,
nobody.
it's a hypothetical. Oh God. Anyways, oh God, oh God.
I would
And okay,
never
let
meet
me
with
ask
a dude
Owl.
in real life that I never met before by my fucking soul. That would be retarded. Women shouldn't do that. If there's
Doctor
women out there
Love
doing
or
advice.
that
love
dumb shit,
relationship.
Doctor
and then,
advice.
and,
Wait, I
man,
did it like,
I got you, doctor.
but they're my friends.
Thank you,
Like
friend.
it was friendship,
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
and
You
and
wouldn't do
and
it.
and, and I
All right,
literally
all
met
right. So
up
let
with
me.
him today.
All right, let me ask Tantric. Let me ask you this question, Tantric. If you were linking up with a chick on X, right, and she be in messy ass spaces, and she gives you the vibe. She gives you a vibe, like she gives you the type of vibe where she might come on X and might falsely accuse you of doing some weird stuff. Would you, for your own safety, but like not share it with anyone, would you record some of you guys' interactions?
Sexual interactions or just interactions with
No,
friends?
no, not you guys' sexual interaction. Like if you guys went to the bar, if you guys went, anywhere where she can't come back and say, "Oh, you did some weird shit," because you guys were out anyway. She was having a good time, and now she want to say some fuck shit. Like, would you do that?
Yeah, I would ask her if it's okay if I record and then go about my list.
Say that again.
unconsensual
I would ask
recording
her if
of
it's okay
sex
for.
is a
I
crime.
would ask her if it's okay to. Yeah, and I would ask her if it's okay for me to record. And if she says yes, then I'll do so.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Intentionally
I
recording
respect that. I
somebody is
respect
not a
that.
crime as long as it's in public spaces or places that are accessible even in your own private home. If it's an accessible place or a common area, it's still perfectly legal to record that person. Unless you live in a state where there's wiretapping laws, but even with that, the Supreme Court has overturned specific wiretapping laws in certain states. So,
Look, listen. I'm gonna say this, right?
Fine,
Instead
but
of
in my
wasting
personal
time,
opinion, it's morally not nice.
say that again.
yeah, more. Yeah, I agree. So, I agree with you, right? I do agree, without a doubt, 1,000%. Let me say this. I think, right, for men not to end up in these weird situations with these psychopaths, right? Because I think, like, if a man was to link up with Megs in person, I think she's not a weirdo, right? Like, but there are a lot of chicks that are, and I think Owl isn't a weirdo either. But there are a lot of chicks that you have to be very careful because, long story short, I remember we started our journey on Clubhouse as content creators, and I remember this girl came on Clubhouse, right, and lied, like,
Oh
unlied about,
yeah.
and yeah, and it was a huge thing on Clubhouse how she lied on this dude about him, whatever, yeah, doing whatever.
Until he
And
posted the facts.
yeah, and then he got called his lawyer. He posted the facts and everything, and then they caught her in a lie. So I do think that
Well, that's okay,
I do think that there are many different ways men can protect themselves. But I do think that recording someone is morally, not
justifiable.
not
You
okay.
got to fight fire with fire, bro.
No, it's just
What do you hold
Record
on,
them
hold on?
hoes.
What do you mean fire with fire? What do you mean by that?
You got to record them hoes at all times because they might claim rape.
Okay, can you elaborate on that? Can you?
When you fucking the hoes, you got to have cameras hidden so they don't claim it was rape.
Okay, do me a favor. Let's call it grape instead, right? And so
Let's
why
call it
why?
getting that pussy.
Okay, what? Okay, let me just. I don't think you're mature enough to have this conversation, so I'm gonna remove you, right? because
Here we go.
like because you're just a bozo, right? Anyways, my bad. Right, because I was trying to have the conversation. I'm like, yo, can you elaborate? He's like, it's called getting that pussy. Okay.
Well,
Right.
yeah.
And so
So,
whatever, bro.
so Power, don't forget there was another situation on Clubhouse where this guy went to London, right? And I think it was before you went or after you went to London, you know. And he just took a picture of a chick that was sleeping. The chick that he met, he just took a
Oh yeah,
picture
yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true too.
butt naked. I mean, she probably was under the covers, but we would have never known, right? And then they went after him, right? And then she was claiming to be a victim, like that's weirdo activity, blah blah blah, and then turned right around and did it to him when he came back out. Like the second time, for some reason, she still wanted to see him. He came back and she took pictures of him while he was asleep. And then
Trifling ass bitch.
and so all the chicks that was going after him, they didn't go after her.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Me personally,
Now,
like if I feel like I have to record somebody before I like make like a like intercourse or something like that, I probably shouldn't make intercourse in the first place. Like that's just me. Like I probably wouldn't put myself in that situation in the first place. Like, but I see what you're saying. Like it does protect you, but like just to put yourself in that situation, you're putting yourself in a really messy situation. Like because they could just say it anyway. Like even if you have the recording, they can just say it anyway, right? Like and still do you damage, right? Like and then you have to go to court
no,
and do
I
all this
mean, well,
stuff.
no,
Like,
no, that well,
Yeah,
it depends, right? But I don't know, it depends, right? Because right, it depends, right? Because if you record a chick, right, and you're just recording the part where you're asking for her consent, like you're like, oh, like
Why,
we,
why are you
what I
asking?
mean, like, I mean, whatever, bro. Just give me a second, right? I'm saying, like, if you're like just like recording the part where you're asking for her consent, right? But not the entire interaction. What do you guys think of that? Like,
if
it's like
she's
you feel me? Like,
aware
if
of
you're like,
it, if she's aware, like, hey,
no,
like,
no, I'm saying if no, no, I'm saying if she's not aware of it, but you're just recording the part where you're like, yo, like, oh, okay, like, oh, are you ready to do this? Right? And she's like, fuck yeah, daddy, right? Like, if you're recording that part only, right, just to like,
but why
I don't
wouldn't
know,
she be okay with you recording that part only though? Like, I don't get why would she not be okay with that, right? Like, that would be pretty weird if
that
she's not okay with her, like, you recording that part of her, like, giving
that
you
is
the
also
consent. That's a red flag.
that's all that's also true. That's also true,
Yeah,
right? But
even if you
yeah, I mean, you know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. I don't have a rebuttal for that. Go ahead. I'm Tantry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, all right. So understand that I know we could play like with the legalities of this and everything, but from the standpoint of having the option of getting consent for the recording and choosing not to get consent for the recording and just recording is obviously a choice. So I don't think there's anything wrong with getting consent or going through the natural steps to get consent. Um, and if you feel like that's the best course of action in sense of actually still going through with it, where you feel like you have to record, okay, right? Now the idea of doing it without consent on purpose and going through
If
with
you
it,
don't feel safe
that's
with a
weird.
person, why
That's
are you
like,
that's
yeah,
not
sleeping with
that's
them?
I think that's weird as shit.
Yeah.
it's not
Nah.
weird.
Yeah. I think that's weird. I mean, look. Look. I've been in one situation where I wanted to do a sex tape, right? And with my iPhone, and so I asked her. She said, "Yeah, cool. Like, let's do it." So, I'm positioning. I don't need to tell you guys what I was doing, but what I'm saying is that, like, it's in,
No, no,
yeah,
no,
like,
no.
like
Yeah,
you.
we want to hear.
Hold on, give me a second. Hold on, give me a second. Like, he want to hear
Yeah,
like 69 God. Like, let me say, but let me say this though. No, seriously, and she was okay with it. So yeah, I do think that just being direct and upfront, right, is the best way to go because you never know. Like she might really be okay with it. She might be okay with just saying on the phone, like, "Hey, yeah, I'm about to ride your dick." like, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. She might be okay with just recording that, having you record that, whatever the case may be. So I think it's important. Yeah, I think it's important to just ask. But go ahead, Elmo. Wasn't good.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just gonna shoot from the shoulders. Let's stop avoiding the elephant within the room. This topic was brought up in bad faith, completely. It didn't have to go there, but now we're having the conversation.
I've been recorded before
Hold on,
without
real quick.
consent.
That's fucked
Since
up.
we're on the
Good.
topic, I think none of us at this current level of status is gonna have to be recording anything, audio wise, video, simply because we don't have that level of fame to where we have to literally watch out to that degree. Lastly,
I mean, y'all.
I believe that Tantric is also of the demon species. He's addicted to negativity. He likes to bring up negative points because that's how he feeds. He's like the other demons, and I'll leave it simply at that. I know what he is, and I'm going to call it out. It was brought up in bad faith because that's how he feeds, off of negativity. I use the floor.
Well, I just want to say real quick. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're famous or not. A lot of chicks are hip to the game now. That even like good example. I mean, there's been tons of cases where we had women went home with the guy. They're both drunk. She wakes up and she goes, "Oh shit, I fucked up. I should have. This is a body that I don't want, on my belt." And then she turns around and says it was rape. And somehow, even though they both consented, he still gets charged because I guess that's a part of the law now for some reason that a woman can say yes and then change her mind after she wakes up the next morning.
So if you're a guy, like we're right, like you shouldn't be doing anything with a woman with alcohol or any kind of drugs in her system. Point blank, period. Like I don't even go close to that, right? Like there was a girl one time, I was taking on a date, right? Like she was drinking and stuff. She's like, yeah, let's go back to your place, blah, 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 right? Like it was at TwitchCon, right? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just drop you home, right? I'm gonna just drop you home, right? I'm not I got too much to lose. I got my future to lose.
Take a drunk girl home.
I don't want it that much.
Yeah.
Let me just take you home, right? That's it.
If that's the case,
it's sexist. It's sexist and unfair, but it's a reality. I worry about my own sons for that as they get older.
It's not fair at all. It sucks, right? People take advantage of it, right? But that's just the world we live in. And yes, it's not fair, but that's just how you have to operate as a guy, right? You know what, is it really worth it for you to take that risk, right? I don't think so. It's not worth your future to take that risk, in my opinion.
Yeah, but like I said,
the fact that we're even looking at it take a drunk girl home in itself is sexist too anyway, right? I absolutely have helped dudes get back to their place and shit, when they were drinking and shit.
I mean,
I remember up in the bird, there was this guy that needed help walking all the way up the fucking block, and I missed the bus because of it. It makes it makes no sense. Weird to me when it's take a drunk girl home, and the way that a guy can get in trouble even though they're both fucking drinking. I think consent is really fucked up.
And let me say this though. This is why I think we should make masturbating great again. And this is what let me tell you what.
I think that consent laws are really fucked up. Consent itself is great.
No, you're right. I agree. No, you're right about that. I think we should make masturbating great again, but not pornography. Right? Pornography is bad for you psychologically, but masturbating is healthy to some extent, right? And so, hold on. This is why I think we should make masturbating great again for men. It's because masturbating before a date, right? It makes you less thirsty, right? You're more chill. You're more okay, whatever. She doesn't want to have sex. You're okay, fine. I masturbated before I got hit. Anyways, that's my secret weapon. I mean, no, you don't tell her this stuff, right? And then you just drop her home. right? I think there's a thing. I think there's this thing around masturbating, but I think people don't understand. Like pornography is bad, right? But masturbating is good, right? In moderation and using your imagination, and masturbating before a date can be good, because that way, you know, like you're not thirsty, you're chill, you know what I mean? You're chilling with the girl, you know what I mean? You're not, because you already did what you have to do anyway, so you're not really like pressed. And I think that's one of the reasons why. What the fuck? My fault, y'all. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we get it.
What the fuck?
Can you hear us?
Go ahead, Yoshi, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, you could say masturbating, but I would say maybe you should just edge yourself, right, while doing that, because just in case you get lucky, right? But at the same time, drive to the date by yourself. Hopefully, you have a dash cam in your car, and at the end of the date, drive back home by yourself. You know, unless she wants to go with you, but I'm not dropping her off because if she gets to drinking, there's a possibility that she can even just lie on that. So I would just, however she got there is how she's getting back. If she's not going to come to my house, or if she doesn't agree to come, then that's fine. You find your way back home. The same way you got here is the same way you're going back home, because I don't need to be standing in front of a judge.
That's a good point. Go
Go
ahead, Mo.
go ahead, Mo, and then Tandrick, you can go after that. Go ahead, Mo.
Thank you, thank you. So, lastly, by logic, according to the logic of tantric, if Power's always sticking up for weirdos, and that would mean that Power is a weirdo himself, because if he's sticking up for weirdos and he's the spokesperson for weirdos, then he would, by definition of tantric's logic, would be a weirdo, and thus meaning tantric would also be a weirdo. So when you're saying all these things about how people are being weird just because of their specific viewpoints, or things that don't necessarily make the most sense, it's not that deep, bro. I see straight through to you. Yeah, you feed off of negativity. I just want to get this clear and done with. If you want to come over here and build, but don't try and put people in these boxes as if you have some moral high ground over them just because they have a specific thought process. And if the conversation is not yours, your cup of tea, simple as that, bro. There's many other spaces. You have the floor.
Go ahead, Tandrick.
So it's everything very quick. One, I last time that we had this conversation, Power brought it up to me because he heard that I said it in another space outside of this one that he was a
Y'all can hear me,
spokesperson
right?
for.
We can hear you. Tantra, you gotta fix your mic.
Tantra, you got to fix your mic, brother.
Hold on.
And I want to say this, man. I want to say this.
Can y'all hear me now?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
All right. Do you want to say what? Go ahead.
No, brother, you got it, bro. Go ahead.
All right. So the last time that we had this conversation about Power being the spokesperson for weirdos, I wasn't the one that brought up the conversation. Right? I was actually in there because one thing that I can attribute to Power is when he trolls, he actually has thought behind his trolling, which is quite interesting compared to everybody else who trolls on this app. And he does have spaces where intellectual jousting tends to happen a lot, which I have no problem with. Now, you do have the when you call somebody a spokesperson for something, if you're saying that person is actually them, right? That's one thing. But then there's also people that choose to, I guess, give grace and take up the mantle as far as like when we say, put down your cape. You can identify when somebody is not who they're defending, who they are vouching for. You can identify the differences between people, right? When it comes to being a spokesman or a spokesperson, all you really have to do is speak to their benefit or speak for them. And that's really how it goes. When you speak on their behalf, that's when you fulfill that role. Now, how well you do that or how well you're qualified for that role, that's a whole nother conversation in itself. I don't have to necessarily bring up this topic because even now, as I'm in the room, you guys are talking about a whole nother topic about feminists and misandrists and how they tend to be not aesthetically pleasing, which was an interesting conversation. I raised my hand simply to speak on that topic. Somebody decided to bring up the topic of what's his name? Power being the spokesperson for weirdos, and it wasn't me, right? So this idea that I feed on negativity, you may believe that, but um, both indications, both actual incidents, none of the subject came up from me at all, right? Um, so there's that. Also, if we're gonna sit here and label anybody demonic or anything like that, would it not be demonic to talk about some dick polishing ass shit at 4 a.m. about a random man in somebody's space when they're talking about an entirely different topic? If anybody's feeding off of negativity, right, it would be the person that does these things in hopes of finally being a misfit, right? Finally getting a jersey, and doing vouching for this group negatively in the worst of ways when nobody asked them to do so, right? That would be considered demonic. But if you want to cast that title on somebody, you might want to look in the mirror. And I really have nothing else to say about that because it's like your logic is just fucking nonsensical at all. And this is about the third time that I've had to educate you about different things, and I'm kind of tired of doing it.
You mind if
Go
I
ahead,
respond?
Kay.
Go ahead.
So I just want to nip this spokesperson thing in the bud, and then we could probably move on. But I just asked ChatGPT, what is a spokesperson, and like, what would you call somebody that says they don't agree before they articulate like a person's point? Would that be a spokesperson? ChatGPT said this: no, that person is not a spokesperson, and calling them that would be incorrect. A spokesperson does this: articulates or accurately understands the position, articulates it clearly and fairly, right? Often represents it without distortion, even if they disagree, right? A more accurate definition of this person would be a non-representative critic, right, of the point. So I would say that a spokesperson is not the correct, as Power said, like vocabulary when it comes to what you're trying to like put out there. But like again, like I rest my case here. Like I don't think we have to go any further like with this conversation here.
That part. Hey, it's cool if I respond back to Tantric. We already got past the spokesperson thing.
I mean, he sure told you, Tantric. Let me say this quickly, before you go, Mo. Um, and by the way, guys, we're growing pretty fast, man, and shout outs to the Misfits, man. Shout outs to Kaon and Megs and um Larcos and some of these other individuals. So I'm gonna say this. Um I do think here's my problem with the black side of X. This is why I've delineated, right? Um this is why we're delineating, right? This is why um you know I want my spaces to be very diverse in thought and race. This is my issue with my issue with the Black Side of X is the hypocrisy, right? How hypocritical some individuals can be. Today, my special ops team sent me pictures of certain individuals sharing spaces with Black Shin, with Cup, with Black Wolf, Um, and these individuals have said that, they've said the most, diabolical, egregious things. Cup said he would rape a kid once and whatever, rape someone's kid. And my own, and what I find interesting is that when Yoshi made the point that he made a couple months ago, everyone was going crazy about it. But these same individuals that were going crazy about it are still sharing spaces or are still in proximity to Black Shin, Black Wolf, and Cub. Isn't that funny? Now that's hilarious. That is hilarious. And so I think, it's just really just the hypocrisy that really infuriates me. Um, on the Black side of X, right? And this is why I'm more like, okay, I'm just gonna do my thing over here and have a more diverse um panel, right? And not only in terms of race, but also intellectually, right? Like, K Owl, I like it. I like, K-On. I like the different energies and vibes that we get in here, right? And I think the Black side of X, they they want an echo chamber, and they also want spaces to be all black, like all black everything, right? Because even look at K. Remember the other night, K? I was being gaslit, right? I was being gaslit, and where we won't go in, we won't get into that. But I was being gaslit so bad that after a while, I had to say, you know what, you got it, right? Because I'm not about to, because I see what's going on, but I'm not about to do this. Right? And so I was being gaslit, and I was being told that I was defending white people. I love white people. I like to defend white people. Um, I defend white people and things of that nature. So this is why I'm done with the Black side of X. Right now, do I love Black people? Yes, I love my melanated people, but I'm done with it because these people are hypocrites, bro. Like I'm telling you, Mo, I'll send you some pictures that my special ops team sent me about these same individuals. I was trying to report Yoshi's account for what he was saying, right? Sharing spaces and are in close proximity to individuals who have said worse things than Yoshi, right? And so I'm just gonna leave it at that. But that's my only issue with a lot of individuals on here. So you can go ahead, Mo. And shout outs to Owl, shout outs to Kay, everybody in here, and shout outs to Natasha, what's going on. And I'm gonna let Mo get in there, good.
Yeah, so Misfits and Nomad Mo Wisdom. I could have chose a series of words to use to get back at individuals, but I wanted to say words that would stick, that would make them think as to why someone like myself is referring to these individuals with that type of nature. Potential or tantric. You don't have to continue to bring up the one scenario as to when I was sincerely trying to just have a conversation as to see why you were hopping in spaces where the value truly was not. I thought you were a good fit if you want to know the truth, but you showed your true nature when certain individuals got in that space, and it led me to think that birds of a feather flock together. I know for a fact that you are of the demon species, just like certain other people. You don't have to be, but you choose to be because that's what you are most fond of. You love the negativity. It's true. You come up in here and you say the things that you do, and I listen at length. In fact, I listen to these back in my day to day time. I listen to how I can improve on speaking. I listen to how others can improve on speaking, and where the logic is flawed at times. I don't really care to have you wrong, but I would say if you are gonna be around, just add to the conversation, bro. Put your pride and ego to the side. It's not that deep. I'm different, man. Once I block someone, I keep them blocked. So I don't want to have to, you know, enlighten people as to what your nature is. The more that you come around, because it's very clear. Very. I yield the floor.
You know what I think? And this is not even like. Can you guys hear me? By the way.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is not even like a black side of Twitter thing. I feel like this is just like a Twitter thing. A lot of people are uncomfortable being in proximity with someone that doesn't agree with them. Like they're just not like they can't handle that for some reason, right? Like if you can't agree with somebody, right? And I think that's like the flaw that like a lot of people have like on Twitter, like including myself sometimes, right? Like I sometimes like struggle with that, right? But I think that's where the delineation of like power spaces is happening. Like basically I see what Power's trying to do. He's trying to get different people who all probably disagree with each other, right, to come and articulate a conversation together to find out what's the prognosis of the situation, right? But like some spaces aren't like that. That's why I don't really like. I don't know. There's a few spaces that are pretty good, but it's very rare to not find the echo chamber, right? Like every space, every other space, like it feels like an echo chamber. Like everybody wants to agree with each other, or like somebody's getting like castrated or like canceled or something like that. Like that's the summary of like all the other spaces. I like these spaces just because he puts in power, puts in effort to provide a what does he call it, edutainment, right? Like, and that's actually like pretty impressive. Like you can do intellectual sparring, but sometimes like you can have like funny moments as well. It's very balanced, right? But some spaces aren't like that. Some spaces is just like 100% like canceling somebody about like some baby mama drama or something like that happening. Like I just find that distasteful, and some people like that. There's nothing wrong with liking that, but it's just like not my cup of tea, right? Like I like intellectual sparring, like that's what I like. And some people like Hotep and stuff like that. I feel like she likes it too, but that's just what these spaces are about. Like there's gonna be people that just don't agree with you, and you just have to articulate your point, like and come across on a different side, and see like and see what the prognosis is to the end. Like it's not really about
yeah.
like making the other person agree.
I agree with that. That's why I stopped going into other people's spaces, and I only go into other people's spaces like that. Like they'll send me the link to their spaces, and I'll go in. Like so, shout outs to like the Africans. They love me and Yoshi on that side, and their spaces be packed, and so they'll send us
Bro,
like
the African spaces be
yeah,
crazy,
bro,
bro.
the Nigerian,
Yo.
yo, bro,
The
yeah, like
Nigerian spaces are
yo,
crazy, bro.
bro, the like, yeah, and so they love me and Yoshi on that side, bro. Like, and so they'll send me links to their spaces, and they'll send Yoshi a link, and then we'll go in there and we'll turn up, and so I only go into spaces that with people I have a rapport with, right? What I built a rapport with, like somebody like shout outs to Tina, really dope, and I'll go to her spaces just to support her real quick because she does sports. She hosts sports spaces, right? And then that's it. Aside from that, I like to just stay in here and vibe out because, like Kay said, yeah, like I want to curate and create an atmosphere where people can come in and different types of people come in and have a conversation, right? Literally, I was being gaslit the other night because I I felt as if the conversation was gonna go into they was gonna start attacking head crazy because he's white. And I'm like, nah, come on, man. And so but yo, I was being gaslight to death. And Kay peeped it, but we're not gonna
Yeah,
go too much into it. But
I peeped it
like,
from
but you know what I'm saying?
along. Like it was
Y-
definitely gonna happen, and like they were acting like it was gonna happen. Like it was definitely
It
gonna
was yo, and Tantra, I'm gonna let you go now. But what I anticipated, I know it was going to happen, right?
Always,
But
always.
I but they, I was being gaslit, right? And it was like, ah, da, da, da. And I wasn't trying to protect head crazy, but I just want people to feel comfortable just being in here and having a conversation. I like head crazy. I like Kayon. I like these white people that a lot of people don't like. I think they're cool, right? And so I'm gonna leave it at that. But go ahead, Tantric.
I was just gonna say, I put in the comments, the screenshot of me just simply asking, does the spokesperson have to agree with the person that they're speaking on behalf of? It says they don't. It says it did also say that there is nuance to it. depending on what kind of spokesperson we're talking about. I'm not talking about a political spokesperson, which just tends to be the ones that necessarily have to agree with the people they speak on behalf for. And then lastly, as far as the weirdos on Black Twitter or just in Twitter in general, I find these people to be uh completely weird or think to be completely off. And there's obviously nuance to that. There's obviously the ones that you can't forgive, ones that you don't want to be around. I would say then you treat them accordingly, such as like if you don't fuck with Cups because he talks about dead children and shit like that, I shouldn't see you in their spaces, right? The same thing for like when it comes to black film and if they do stuff like that, then I get it. I also get that like when you see people, well, I don't really consider. One second, hold on. Let me get this straight, please.
What I'm saying, right? What I'm saying, Tantric, I know what you're about to say. What I'm saying is that if you're sharing spaces with a particular, like with a particular individual, and like even if they're not hosting the space, if you're like sharing a stage or a space with these individuals, right? What does that say about you, right? You know what I
Weirdo.
mean? You're a weirdo, man. Let's stop using these words and let's stop using these words to try to like rationalize like the stupid shit we do, like nuance. If I hear nuance one more time, like, bro, like,
Oh my God, Gemini says nuance so freaking much. I told her
yo,
that once
what,
and then she stopped for like the next conversation only.
like,
Gemini.
that's funny. Gad, Tantric, you weren't done.
Yeah, so yeah, as I was saying, everybody has their level of tolerance. So for me, if you do some things that I personally find to be foul as a human being, you host a space, I'm not gonna be in that space. You end up popping up in a space as a speaker and I'm talking to other people and addressing other people, then I'll just be like pretty much not addressing you, or I won't even like take you seriously in general. Once it
Yeah,
gets to the
I
point
mean, we
where
do we do have pictures of you, but go ahead.
I mean, sure, you have pictures of me in what
In certain spaces, I'll share them.
in certain spaces. Okay, go ahead and share them. Um, And so when I hear certain things like that, that's when I'm like, okay, yeah, yo, it's off. Shit's just comes off. It's crazy. Um, Now, if you want to say if you're in a space with said weirdo that makes you a weirdo, then hey, that's what you deem to be a weirdo, and that's perfectly fine. And to me, I don't really shun the label, to be honest with you. Um, and that's really all I wanted to say. Actually, I got it at that point.
Yeah, man. Like, why can't you just? I like the way that you think, bro. It seems like you're pretty intellectual. I've heard you speak at length many times, and I don't put you in the box of like objectively being disingenuous. Some people are objectively disingenuous. That's just who they fucking are. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna call it how I see it, man. I'm gonna call it how I see it every single time. I am a misfit, motherfucker. I'm not supposed to fit in. That's the thing. I'm supposed to speak on what I believe, and if anyone else doesn't agree, that's fine. However, we still gotta be adults. The same shit when it comes to feminism, racism, um, culturism. I don't give a fuck what you are. If you really are that shit, then stand 10 toes on it. But when it comes down to battle and war, we gotta know what's up, man. Like if we American, we all in America, then all that racist shit, all that feminist shit can be put on pause. We gotta be Americans first. Then we can get back to that petty back and forth bullshit. The little fucking disingenuous behavior that we got going on amongst the black community. That shit is draining. It's tiring, man. Ain't nobody want to be around that shit because I'm over here supposed to be able to trust you and be building relationships with one another. You guys might be using this app for certain reasons, but me, I use this shit no different from a business card. Same with my Instagram, same with the YouTube, same with the Twitch, all of it. Cause I don't give a fuck about being respected by motherfuckers that don't respect themselves. Let's be real. Y'all only know 1/3 of the motherfucking what you see, if that, on this fucking app. You know 1/3, and you judge the 1/3 as if you know the 100% of the picture. I'm gonna yield the floor after this.
You know.
Real quick, lastly, I just
Oh,
want to say this. Let's just accept the fact that we're more alike than we are different. Let's just build together. Why not? It's a beautiful story when everyone wins. Let's build together.
yeah. Yeah, that's true, man. Because when I was being gaslit the other night, like now they're calling me coon adjacent, right? Because like, Tantric, let me tell you, bro. Now they're calling me coon adjacent because I like to just jump in sometime and like, you know, like protect. I mean, not protect, but like jump in and sometime like defend Albert, Kaon, and some of the white people in here. Now they call me coon adjacent. They might as well call me a raccoon, right? Right, like they might as well get a little bit more creative, right? Because this is just odd. This is ridiculous, right? And so now I'm a coon for wanting to keep the vibes, right? Like just wanting to be cool and chill with some of the white people in here. Like, honestly, I'm gonna say something controversial, bro. Like, black people make white people racist, right? Because like we plant seeds in their head that they didn't even know was there to begin with. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the craziest part about it. Like, it.
So you mean black people make white people racist as far as our perception, or that white people become racist after dealing with black people?
I mean, no. Like, what I'm saying is that like, um, what I'm saying is that like, I don't think most white people are racist, right? Now, if you keep telling someone they're racist, right, then it becomes like a self fulfilling prophecy, and like people live up to labels, right? Like after a while, you know what I'm saying? Because like sometimes they're like, okay, fuck it, then like if they keep calling me racist, I might as well just be one, hey, nigger, right? And so. I mean, well, I'm sorry. Well, I mean, I'm saying that's probably how that's probably what they think, right? I don't think that way, right? What I'm simply saying is that it's getting out of hand, man. Like it's like, yo, we can't even have conversations with white people, right? And I can't even host my space the way I want to without people saying, "Oh yeah, you're coon adjacent," right? Like you're coon adjacent is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And so they was trying to
Wait, what the
gaslight me
fuck
the other
does
day, and I'm
coon
like,
adjacent mean?
that's a yo, oh my God. First of all, I have to tell you what a coon means first, right? So let me read you what it means to be a coon verbatim, and then that should give you a better understanding of why they calling me coon adjacent, right? Which is crazy to me because the same people who are calling me coon adjacent, I make sure that I give them what I call the red carpet treatment when they come into my spaces. Even though me and Tantric don't agree on everything, and I've caught him in spaces talking about me, but I still give him a mic, right? And I still give him the respect, like that respect, like okay, yeah, you can make your point, we can have the conversation. Now,
Not the
um,
recruit though.
now, Coon. So
But I give you
now,
the same respect, by the way.
no, you don't. But like, let me say
Oh
this
yeah,
quickly.
because you be in these spaces when I'm not supposed to be in these spaces talking about me, so it's perfectly fine. You tend to group me up with other people as well,
Okay,
or some other brothers, but and yeah, I've also gotten clips of that too. I don't have any team
eh,
or anything like that, by the way, but it's okay. That's why I said we can keep it like we can call it what it is, or we can lie in here. It's up to
It's
yeah.
you,
it's
bro.
not what you say; it's how you say it, man.
Oh, so give me a second, right? So a coon, right?
Or
So
what time you say it, of course.
so owl. I want you to listen up. So a coon it's in a I'm sorry, it's a offensive slur.
Hmm.
The term is extremely offensive, right? It means a contemptuous racial slur used for black person, right? And
Yep.
so for a black person, oftentimes someone who, likes to go out their way to sometimes defend white people and whatever the case may be. Right. Now that's crazy. That is crazy. Right. But anyways, that's cool. I don't care. I'm not tripping about it. Right. But I do think that, black people need to be more comfortable and need to start getting more comfortable with, being around other groups of people, right? Who may have a different point of view, a different perspective, and that's that. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, like the hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, it don't matter what color you are. If your first instinct is to judge someone off the color that they are, that's not that's not a good that's not high vibration, man. That's not
Amen.
a rich way of living. In
Amen.
fact, it seems like trauma. It seems like something that you got to deal with in the self, and then be real with yourself about it as you progress with the healing and the learning. Because there's no reason for anyone to be on guard just because you're talking to someone of a different race. Let's be real. That shit is really telling.
Yeah. Albert just said amen, and I just started thinking to myself, why do we say amen and not a woman? Right? Um, that is so sexist, right? That's so sexist, right? Like,
I'd give anything for an eye roll emoji, but they don't have one yet. So
yeah, like maybe we should start saying a woman. Hold on, why do we say his story instead of her story? Right?
no, good grief.
That's so
I mean,
sexist, right?
it's only her story when we talk about
His story. Ooh. Ooh.
I mean,
Because they're
Anyways,
talking to you.
his story
exactly.
is more accurate.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, in the terms of history, his did basically everything.
Yeah, it's more logical. Now,
I
if it was
think
her story, her story would be based off of feelings, right?
right. That's in that. What up,
Bro,
T-Man? What's the
look,
vibes?
every time I pop in, it's always this like one liner, bro. Bro, what's good, y'all? It's y'all
What up?
talking
What
about
up?
history,
Yeah, what's the vibes? Yeah, what's the vibes?
bro. History, if anything, the opposite of history is low story. It's high story, not his story. Like, come on, like.
Yeah, nah, no, absolutely. And the reason why we're even talking about the reason why we're talking about this now because I was telling people in the space like when certain individuals come in here, they're calling me coon adjacent now, right? They're calling me coon adjacent now, right? It's so crazy because most black people who come into my spaces, right, who are Black American, I know about their history more than them. Right. That's a damn shame. And then you want to call me a coon, and they don't even know the most tribute, the most not inconsequential, but they don't even know the most basic regular black revolutionaries or black prominent figures in their culture. I remember I was talking to this this Black American chick, and I asked her, I mentioned James Baldwin, and she said, "Oh, I heard that song before." No, dummy. Man. Look, anyways, man. But these are the same people calling me a coon adjacent. That's crazy.
Well, how I define coon is somebody that's basically a black person, or even, it doesn't have to be a black person. It could be, you have coons of different, ethnicities and races too. But
Basically, uncle, right?
basically, yeah, like somebody that's propping up white supremacy at the expense of their own race.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, that
cool.
sounds
Hold on.
like a lot of black women.
No, hold on. Let me say this, right? I'm not a coon. You know who's a coon? Candace Owens. Right?
No, she's not.
Bro, she's the epitome of a coon.
No, you can't
She
say
is
that.
the
You can't say
epitome
that.
of a coon, bro.
She's not a coon,
I am
bro.
telling you right now, bro. I'm telling you, right?
Wait, what did he say? What
I
happened?
said Candace
She's
Owens.
not.
Like, if
She's
you want
not
to
a
talk about,
coon. She's not a coon.
Candace on what about her?
Why is she
she's a
not?
coon.
No,
Whoa, what?
no.
What?
How is she not?
She's not a coon. Now, if you said she's a bed wench, then I may agree with that. But
Wait,
as
hold on,
far
hold on.
as
How is she not a coon?
no,
Yeah, she's not a coon.
Bed witch is a
No,
coon.
Power, how is she a coon? You need to elaborate.
Oh my gosh, Candace Owens, like, bro, you guys
What
think
does
that I'm a shock
coon
jock?
mean? Because Google's not help. It
I just
doesn't
read you.
make sense because Google
Coon is
says
like
coon means lazy. So
no,
like
it's
I
like a
want to know
double
what it
agent.
really means
No,
because Google's fucking
It's
idiot.
a
no. All
double
right,
agent.
give me,
You
give me a second,
work
give me a
for both
second,
teams.
right? Give me a second, right? So you guys like y'all be calling me a shock jock. Candace Owens, bro, like she's literally like I think,
A
right?
coon is somebody is basically how we're using it in this context is a black person that throws other black people under the bus for white recognition, white validation,
And
upholding
that's
white
Candace
privilege.
no, it's
Owens.
not.
No,
That's Candace Owens.
No, it's not.
She's not a double
Yo,
agent.
no, Candace Owens, bro. That's her. Like that's
It's
her.
not.
Like in a nutshell.
No. She puts out the truth and facts against all races. It doesn't matter. She's not throwing black people on her bus. She's throwing everyone under the bus in the plight of truth. Now, like I said, if you want to say she's a bed wench because she's married to a white Jew or Jewish person, because Jews and Jewish are two different things. But if she's married, she is married to a white Jewish man, then I would say, yeah, I can agree to that. But a bedouin, a coon, nah, because
Yeah.
she goes after the truth in general.
Not necessarily, because I think she has a conservative slant, so a lot of her arguments are,
But she has the receipts.
aligned with.
She has the facts and
A
receipts.
lot of her arguments are aligned with, the conservative opinion. So it's
What's
not
that have to do with
necessarily.
Yeah,
race,
that
though?
has nothing to do with black people.
She
That's-
just holds people accountable. That's simply what
That's
she's
all.
known for.
And
She
that's
holds
why
people
she can't.
accountable.
That's another reason why she cannot be sued, because she puts out the information.
Stop, man. Like,
Hold
yo,
on, Power.
Candace Owens, bro.
Power. I sent you the story
Bro,
of. Hold on, I sent you
let
a
me.
story.
I know that. Yes, I remember. Bro, let's keep it real, man. Candace Owens is. Let's keep. Hold on. Oh,
The
I
plot
know.
of them
Yes,
to assassinate her.
I remember. Yes, I remember that. Let's keep it real, man. Candace Owens. Let's keep it real. Candace Owens understands the power of shock value, and she's doing it for clicks, right? Like she's doing it for clicks, bro. She's the most like disingenuous, like
India Love.
You said what?
India Love is a coon.
No, brother.
Charlemagne the Goddess.
Yeah,
come on.
Yeah, Charlemagne the God is definitely way more.
Instagram models are coons
than Candace Owens, bro.
Exactly.
She just got threatened to be assassinated. What are you talking about? She's been
Well, allegedly, we don't know that.
No, trust me, bro. If you would watch the content at length, you'll understand.
We don't know. Are you really that naive, man? I mean,
Bro,
in the words of Benjamin Franklin, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear, right? And so, are you really that naive, bro? I'm telling you, bro. Candace Owens is very smart, right? Very, very, very clever, and she understands how to manipulate the algorithms, and she understands, what she needs to do to get her views up and to get her money up, right?
Yeah,
and
but she's not putting out false information. That's the thing. So, like Benjamin Franklin said, believe
half of what you see and none of what you hear.
She puts out the actual evidence and facts of what you can see to prove, not what you hear. So how can she be?
She also does the same exact thing that you're doing, Power. She defends people.
That's hilarious. Hilarious.
So if she's a
hilarious.
I'm being objective.
Nah, I hear you. Let me what's up, Nicole? What's going on? Natasha, you off your mic? You want to say something?
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
No, I just came up because the thing kept kicking me out.
Do you have your mouth full? that's like
I'm sorry.
that's like very not. It's not That's not ladylike, to be honest. Right? Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something that I don't like women doing. First of all, if you're a woman, don't fart around me. Don't burp around me. Right? It's not ladylike. Right? Don't have your mouth full around me.
I
Don't
like that.
don't.
Nigga.
Yeah,
He
like
said, don't have your mouth full around me. So I guess you don't like head then, huh?
Oh boy.
oh boy. Right? You
Oh
need
boy.
you need you
No,
need
I
to do
think he
something.
means except for that. Except for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Except for
Nah, that
that,
ain't what he
like
said though. That's not what he said. Don't help him out.
like no,
Don't help him
seriously.
out.
In fact, if like honestly, these are the things that I think like that's just a turn off. If you're a woman, right, and you sneeze very aggressively around me, that's a turn off. Like your sneeze, like the way you sneeze should be very cute. It should be very like,
Okay, people
right,
cannot.
like
You
People
it.
like the
cannot.
you like the
They can't.
mice sneezes.
Yeah,
They can't
exactly. The
plan
mice
their
sneezes.
sneezes and how they
Power, are you
sound.
trolling right now?
I'm not
Because
They
trolling. No,
don't
I'm
have any
serious.
control.
No,
that's
I don't
crazy.
care. Like if you're like listen, if you're a woman and I'm dating you, right? Like if you
If
sneeze,
you're a woman and you
like
fart, how dare you?
Yeah.
yeah, like if you like don't fall around me, like leave from like go somewhere else and do that,
Yeah.
right? Now if
Wait,
you're
should the dude do it in front of her?
yeah, because like men are
Absolutely not.
different. Men are
Absolutely
Well,
not.
different.
Exactly.
No,
Absolutely
men are
not.
those are
different.
grounds for breakup. I
Never.
agree.
Power, what if she's pregnant though?
What do you mean?
What if she's pregnant? Like she has something else growing inside of her, pushing on certain things. So it's something that she really can't control.
What's your point,
No
brother?
excuses.
Would you be okay with?
Wait a minute. Women use the bathroom?
They do use the bathroom. What do you mean?
No excuses, Yoshi. You heard the man.
Oh, no
I'm just
excuses.
saying,
Oh, okay.
not like I'm just saying, bro. I've been with chicks. I've been with women that, you know, like everything they did was cute, right? When they sneezed, it was cute. It was cute, right? Like I don't like chicks that be sneezing like chok. Like I'm like, yo, that is so unattractive. And so again,
But
Nicole, I'm sorry.
did they? Did
You still have your mouth
Nicole?
full. Don't you get it? Don't you understand? I don't understand. Like you don't like. Are you not listening? Like bro, like she got her mouth full. Bro, like eating Lunchables or whatever she's eating. Bro, don't you understand? Like bro, hold on. We'll
I
wait for
was
you to.
eating
We'll wait for
pizza
you to be
earlier.
done.
You
You
said
didn't say nothing
That
then.
Lunchables?
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I didn't hear you eat the pizza, so that was good, right? Don't eat pizza with your mic off, right? Let Nicole get in there. Nicole, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I did.
It
'Cause
was
that's
off.
what you said was totally asinine to me because you're acting like a woman isn't a human being as well.
No, I'm saying she's a human being. What I'm simply saying is that
But she just
that's
has
it.
to do everything cute.
No, I'm saying that's my preference, right? Like I like women who, are very feminine, but also like tomboyish. And
That's
so,
weird.
That's
That
those
is
are total
Wait,
opposites.
contradictory.
right,
That
give me a
wait,
is
what?
second.
contradictory.
Like, yeah, like I like tomboys. Like, but for me, I've dated chicks who are tomboys, but who are very feminine. That everything they did was just very cute. Like, and honestly, if you're a woman, honestly, and you forget to flush the toilet after you take a shit, even your poop should be small and cute. It shouldn't be like even your poop should be small and cute. It shouldn't
Who
be.
Okay.
forgets?
It's right. It shouldn't like you
Right,
like
who
as.
forgets?
Hold on,
Right.
as
Who
a no.
forgets?
That's not a bad
Oh my
Thank
thing.
you,
God,
He
you're
wants
killing
you to
me with
have
this
a
stuff.
he
bro.
wants you to have a healthy digestive
Thank
system. That's
you,
a bad thing.
thank you. As a woman, if you forget to flush the toilet and your poop is mad long, that's unattractive. Like it should be cute and it should be little pieces, little pieces
What?
like chocolate.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So power.
So
Power.
you
Let
want
me
a
get
gerbil?
constipated.
What if it is little pieces, but it's stronger than yours? Like the aroma is stronger than yours.
Oh, that's a problem. Like if your shit smells stronger than mine, that's so
Come on,
unattractive.